Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of this bill today, and my perspective on school safety is been pretty focused for the past couple of years. In my school district, we were fortunate enough to have a superintendent who put school safety at the forefront, and the late Manny Koch's 10-point safety plan, I think, should be used as a role model for every school district around. While this bill does leave out one of the critical elements of that bill, which is the mental health piece, I do rise in support of this bill for several reasons. First, as a former administrator in Fayette County Public Schools, I can't tell you the number of times that I was in situations where I needed assistance. And if it weren't for SROs being assigned to our school, I would have been in significant troubles. I don't think there's many people in this body right now or in this room that have had the supervision of 900 students where you are in charge of their health and safety, and out in the community there was a shooting where you were responsible for the health and the safety of all 900 students. I'm not talking about in the school building. I'm not talking about school shootings. I'm talking about in the communities, where if we didn't have an SRO to lean on for advice, to communicate with Metro, to do all the necessary things to keep everybody safe, to reallocate the buses to a different direction so you could evacuate students into a safer place. I've had that perspective. I've been there. And I can tell you, it's a lot harder than anything I've done before. And if I didn't have SRO support there, I wouldn't have been able to do my job. There's another element I think that we're also talking about, and again, I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. Everyone in this body understands that schools get a lot of attention nowadays for a lot of different reasons. Okay, we're not talking about student-to-student violence. We're also talking about sometimes we get some parents that may show it, or we have community members that may have issues. Now, I can remember explicitly there were several situations when I had to rely on SROs to deal with those circumstances, to keep my staff members safe. I know a lot of the dialogue today is about student safety. It's also about staff safety. We also need to talk about that. That's a very valid point. I think that there's some issues with some I've heard a lot of questions, a lot of discussion today. There are some jurisdictional issues that do need to get worked out, and that needs to be done on the forefront. But that shouldn't prevent this from happening. This is a critical first step for our schools to be safe. I can't tell you the amount of auxiliary support that SROs give at graduations, at ball games, community involvement events. They are an asset. I rise in support of this today because this is a sound safety measure for our schools. And if we don't do it now, I'm not sure when will be a better time to do it. Thank you.